Welcome everyone, Brandy Joy here with Brandy Joy TV, your astrologer and tarot reader for the week of November the 21st, 2018 already. We're getting to the end of the year and we now have the sun moving into Sagittarius finally tomorrow on the 22nd, which is Thanksgiving here in the United States on Thursday. So we do have a big shift this week with the shift into Sagittarius energy on Thursday, and then Friday we have a full moon in Gemini. All right, so we have a lot going on, a lot to talk about here, and I have the cards here for you so that we can use those to apply these energies. All right, so we have 5 planets that are in their own sign right now, right, this week. Okay, so we have 5 planets. We have Saturn in Capricorn, its own, planet, its own sign. We have Jupiter in its own sign of Sagittarius, and now the sun's going to be meeting it this week, which is supposed to be the luckiest day of the year. So that's 2, right? We have the moon is going to be in Cancer, of course, and we have, let's see, Neptune in Pisces. So it's just amazing that we have all of these energies that are in their home signs. And that's a really good energy for, taking charge and using those archetypes, using those energies to make things happen in your life the way they should. It kind of lines things up. Okay, so this week is a good shift of energy. It's a good energy for, making changes. However, we do have Mars squaring this full moon on Friday, and so that is going to be a little bit of an energy of like being hasty. So be careful with that, because there is a lot of energy for being too hasty this week. There's a few squares and stuff going on that make people feel like they need to get things done and more of a drive, but it can actually hold you back. Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. Here we have the Emperor, right? And the Emperor is all about the Mars energy. It's all about the power energy. And that is in a challenging aspect to our full moon in Gemini. Okay? And that Mars energy pushes you and drives you. It's an Aries energy, right? It makes you want to really just take action on things. And Gemini is all about, getting new information and making decisions and stuff. And then it's a full moon in Gemini, which means that the sun is up in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all about your beliefs and your intuition and the meaning in your life and all of that good stuff. So, this kind of aspect is very mental. It's very much about the mental body, but then you have this major Mars push, which makes you make hasty decisions, too risky of decisions. So you've got to be careful this week. We also have Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is the ruler of the Gemini moon. So be careful and step back whenever you're about to make a decision, okay, this week. Step back a little bit. Don't jump in on anything too fast, because you can make some big mistakes with this kind of energy this week, okay? Just don't be too pushy with things. Don't be overly spontaneous, because you're going to feel that energy, and you're going to feel that drive. And with the Capricorn stuff and everything that we have going on, it's like a lot of work energy. It's a lot of moving forward energy. It's a lot of making decisions. But remember that Mercury is retrograde, and it's the ruler of the Gemini full moon. So take a step back, and it's squaring Mars, and Mars is like power and war and stuff. So you've got to be careful with these energies. I'm just going to warn you this week. Just be careful with it, okay? Just don't push. Don't, it's good to work with the energies, of course, and say, okay, it's providing me the opportunity to really focus and to really work and to get the information that I need and to work on the meaning in my life. That's great. But just don't make too hasty of crazy decisions. Don't go, all right, I'm just going to quit my job and go out and just explore the world. Think about it. Make plans more, because Mercury is retrograde, okay? And when it's aspecting, you'll get this, right? Okay, this is the, sorry, I have my finger over the number, 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is, it's a card of like loss. In terms of, you see a decision right here, that we have 2 swords. It's a mental card. It's about intellect and thinking. And so you have the 2 swords of decision. He's looking back at his decision that he made was too fast. And so it's like 5 is karma. 5 is loss. 5 is bad change. So that's the kind of card you'll end up with if you do make crazy hasty decisions this week. Don't do it. Okay, that's what I'm warning you about. So just be careful with the energies, but use them to your advantage. So you need to be working on something, planning something. Great week to be doing that. Great week to be applying yourself. Okay, with the Mars energy, Mars is a wonderful energy for applying yourself and drive and doing things, right? But also we have the Hierophant energy. So this is the energy of Jupiter and Sagittarius. You know, this is like your inner guru, your spirit guides telling you, hey, this is the kind of hope that you need to have in life. This is the kind of faith that you need to have in life. You know, keep working, keep moving forward. And so that energy is really good, but it can give you a little bit too much of an overestimate of your hope and faith, okay? So use that energy, but just be careful with it, that's all, okay? Because the moon in Gemini is a lower mind energy, okay? Now we do have it in opposition to the sun on Jupiter and Sagittarius. So it's almost like Gemini is saying, oh, more information, more, you know, let's think about this, let's communicate this, let's express this, let's do this, let's, you know, it's just very Gemini. And Gemini is, it's a lower mind energy, but, you know, Gemini is also all about, you know, being hungry for information. And so it can kind of be all over the place. I have a lot of Gemini energy, so that's what makes me like dive into a bunch of different things and learn all these different things and explore all these different things. It's very Gemini, but it's also very Sagittarius, because Gemini is that energy of exploring in a very logical way, the science behind things, nitpicking everything, you know, just flying around. But then you have the Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is very much about your philosophy in life, your meaning in life, your purpose, developing your intuition, seeing the bigger picture. So you see how those go well together? You have the lower mind and the higher mind. And low mind does not mean, you know, bad. It just means more about information and logic and stuff like that. Whereas the Jupiter in Sagittarius is all about philosophy and faith and meaning and purpose and stuff. So those are an aspect. So that's like the big theme of the week for people, is to really develop this like nice balance between those two energies, right? But it is a full moon, and full moons can be very, very intense, and they can kind of, you know, create havoc in your life if there's things that you're not dealing with in terms of the energies that are in play that week. So higher mind, lower mind, faith and belief, and you know, that can be overestimated this week. So also it can make creatures come from the depths of your own unconscious come out. You know, so the full moon can make people feel a little crazy or a little emotional, you know what I mean? So this week can be a very hyper emotional week for a lot of people with a full moon, especially a mental full moon where they're thinking. You know, so that's why it's good to focus that energy into maybe a project or some type of purpose in your life that you need to be working on. Focus that energy, that Gemini and Sagittarius energy that you have going on, and work on balancing that. So do some meditation, but also do some studying. Work on a project, you know. Those are good types of things to do with this type of week, you know. But also have the patience, right? This is the card of temperance, and this is a card of patience. And it says that, you know, with patience comes the biggest changes. And this week you're starting to feel a little bit different probably from, you know, the past couple of months. And that's good. It's a little bit of a lighter energy than the past couple of months, but be patient with it. Remember that Mars energy is going to make you feel really spontaneous and risky. So take a step back, be patient, do more work, but don't make big hasty decisions. Okay, be more in a planning stage and just working and getting information with the Gemini stuff and working on your purpose and your meaning, but just don't overdo it, don't overestimate things, right? And with that, we are going to end up with an Ace of Pentacles. You can really end up with a nice, you know, taking something and you know, maybe taking like some type of metal and making it into something, shaping it, right? That's what this energy is good for, is shaping something. And so, you know, taking this kind of pentacle and really shaping it into what you want, right? Which could be so many different things for different people. It just depends on what your life purpose is and what your drive is. And that is the thing that you need to be focusing on this week, is really figuring out, you know, what is it that I want to experience in this lifetime, and what do I need to be thinking about and applying my energy into? Because wherever your energy is, whatever you're focusing on is where it's going to keep going, you know? And especially with this kind of mental energy that we have going on this week, it's going to be a very driving type of energy. So I know a lot of you are, you know, here in the US, and, you know, it's all about, you know, Thanksgiving and family, but even so, you're still going to feel that drive for doing other things and for working and things like that this week. You're still going to feel that mental energy. And that mental energy can really get to you if you're not meditating. So make sure you're meditating, okay? Oh, hello from New Zealand. You have 2 papers due. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's like a lot of work energy right now is what people are feeling. A lot of mental energy, intellect and stuff. Yeah. Aw, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me this week. And for those of you in the membership, I am having class tomorrow night. So yes, it'll be at 10 o'clock. And we're going to be practicing some of our energy work that I was teaching you, how to feel energy, how to develop that connection with your own energy body, your clairsentience. And we're going to be practicing with each other. So please bring questions and anything that you want to know about anything energy. Pranic healing, Qigong, Reiki, anything, right? Because I have a lot of experience with that stuff. So I'll see you tomorrow night. And the rest of you, I will see you Monday night. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everyone. Love and light.